Alright, so what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to do a video for Rocketlab. We're going to do an update. We did a price prediction a couple of weeks ago, actually on the 28th of July, and we was looking for the price in Rocketlab to go lower. And needless to say, look at your boy. Look at that. Didn't I not say that? Look at where we had our ultimate TP price for this prediction for Rocketlab, right there around 38 bucks. And the market on the 20th of August came to that point, and we haven't seen the market go lower since then. Isn't that crazy? Just another example. If you all appreciate the videos and the content, as always, I'd like to make mention that I want you all to support. And you do that by liking the video, sharing, and as well as subscribing for more of these predictions. I don't think there's no one else on this platform that is giving you all actual predictions as to where they think price is going to go. Like actual points as to where they think price is headed. No one. And at any given moment in time, I think I've said this numerous times in most of my videos, that you can actually tell who is moving the price. That's our main concern when we come and try to invest or buy stocks. If you want a price to go up, then you need to ensure and make sure that there's a higher probability of the buyers moving the price. And if you're a seller, or if you're trying to short sell stock, then you want to make sure that the sellers are the ones moving the price. That's all we do. We try to determine which other side of the market is moving the price. It's like you have two teams, two opponents. I think of it like a football game, and you have one team here on one opposite end of the field, and you have the other one at the opposite end, and they're both trying to move the price into the field goal, into their end zone. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take this price and move it down the field if you're a seller, and if you're a buyer, you're trying to move it up the field. And if you can look at Rocketlab, it kind of looks like the buyers are the ones trying to move this price up the field. We're going to try to talk about that. But first, let's get rid of this price prediction here. You guys can see on the 20th of August, that would have been about 15%. All right. So we'll get rid of that. We're going to clean up this chart as we always do, because as price continues to move forward from left to right, a lot of our pockets become obsolete. They become useless because the market continually moves. So we need to get rid of these pockets of buying here for Rocketlab. We're going to create new ones. Okay. So this one is still valid. So we're going to hold that there. Let's get rid of that trend line. And as you can tell, that this market generally is still trending up. So this stock overall is being maintained by the buyers. Okay. And now we're going to create a new pocket of buying for Rocketlab. Maybe like right here is our first area that we're going to focus in on. We're going to get rid of this sell pocket because the sellers didn't keep the buyers back, or this one. Now, I got a problem though, and I want to tell you about it in the sense that there's one thing that won't let this price continually go higher. Can you see it off the chart right now? Because if you can, then you're doing an excellent job of reading the charts. Do you see it? Because if you don't, then don't worry about it, because I got you. And it's right here. We got a guap of people all the way up here around $51 to like $54 willing to sell. Okay, they're there, and we need to see if there's enough determination of the buyers to get rid of them, because if they get rid of the sellers within that sell pocket, then Rocketlab is going to continue to make all-time highs. It's really that easy. So we're going to try to figure out, is that occurring? Because if it is occurring, then we need to expect that there's a higher probability that the buyers will continue to move the price up the field. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of this sell pocket right here in Rocketlab first. And in replacement of that, we're going to create a buy pocket. Okay. Now, matter of fact, let me bring this down right around here. Okay. So now let's look at a couple of different time frames, because it also tells us a story when you just simply change the time. So look at this on the 2. you can see right here on this 2-day price bar that sellers enter the market in Rocketlab. They did. But the crazy part is that they really didn't do a good job of trying to push the price down. Because on this 2-day price bar, look at where the market closed. It closed up there towards the high of the bar. And then again on this current 2-day price bar. So we can see, yeah, there's people up here selling their Rocketlab stock into the market, but it's not being impactful. They're not really moving the price that low because the demand of the buyers is bringing the price on the close up here towards the high of the bar. Okay. So it's literally letting us know that even though there's selling going on, somebody is here saying that, dang, the price is still cheap because I think it's going to go higher. Somebody is saying I still need to buy because I think the market in Rocketlab is still going to go higher. You can see that, right? Look at this on the 3. Even on this current 3-day price bar, you can see it right there. Okay, so there's buyers here. But I cannot reiterate enough how we really need to see these sellers get out the way. And it could be a long process. It could be a couple of weeks of buyers trying to eliminate the sellers all the way up here in this range. So the market may just consolidate for a while. But I need to mention that as long as price in Rocketlab consolidates, it increases the chances of the market going lower, because you're going to lose more and more people wanting to buy this stock at these high levels. So remember that. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Now let's look at this on the 4. Okay, here it is on the 5. Here it is on the weekly chart. Rocketlab on the 2. The 2 looks decent over the last 2 weeks. For us to see price off of these other two weekly price bars show weakness in selling, this 2 weekly price bar actually closes towards the high of the bar, as well as closes higher than the prior 2 weekly price bars. So the buyers definitely overcame the sellers over the last 6 weeks. Just want you all to know that. Here it is on the 3. Here is Rocketlab on the 5 weeks. We still have 4 days and 22 hours, but it still is pretty decent there too. And here's for the month of August. Okay, so still is pretty decent on the month of August too. So now, before we drop this prediction, we're going to go ahead and look at the market on hourly chart just to see if there's buyers here. And I like that. This is the 11-hour chart. And you can see that whenever sellers come into the market for Rocketlab, yeah, we go down. Price does go lower, but then boom, somebody comes in and buys. Price goes lower, but then boom, somebody's coming in and is buying the stock right here. Price goes down, boom, buyers come in, lift price up, right? Sellers come in, price goes down, boom, buyers come in, lift the price up. So this market is definitely eyeing for the buyers. Here it is on the 5-hour chart. You guys can see it even better. Off of this weakness bar right here. Okay, the market didn't even go down. When you see a bar like that, the expectation is for the market to go down. And if it doesn't, then that is contrarian. That tells you that there's apparently more strength and power coming from the opposite side of the market, who withheld this seller from actually moving the price a lot lower than they wanted to. See that? So I do like it on the 5-hour. I like it on the 11-hour. Let's look at this on the 1-hour chart. Look at how many times price bounced off of this pocket. 3 times. Okay, so like 3 days in a row, the sellers tried to break through that pocket and they couldn't even do it. So I think the market is trying to go higher. Now, by us stating that, we don't want to be crazy though. Okay, we had to be a little bit cautious, seeing that we are only, how far are we away? Maybe 3.25 to almost 6% from this pocket of selling. Okay, that's not too much. So we need to keep in mind that this stock still has the ability to go lower, right? So for our first target, we're not going to be extremely bullish. All right, we're going to try to target the high I would say like 50 bucks, right? Maybe 50. That's only like 3%. So I would say $50 to like $51.15 or so. That's 5.25 at this bottom of this sell pocket. So we could try to target that. That's our first target, the bottom of this sell pocket, which is around 5.35%. And then our next target is going to be mid bar of this sell pocket, $52.45, give or take. You see it's around 8% move. Then we're going to try to target the high of that sell pocket, which is around 10.5%. Just that easy, just that simple, right? Hopefully I explained it in a very simple way for you, because the market is not difficult to read and understand once you just place people behind the movement of price, because that's the only thing that allows price to move in the first place, because people either think that price is going to go higher or people think price is going to go down. And when the market is tipped in one side of the buyer or the seller, then that's the way price is going to go. So that's why we're going to look for the market now in Rocketlab to begin to try to go higher. And we're still going to be cautious of this first sell pocket. Outside the sell pocket, boom, you know, the sky's the limit on how far this stock can go. All right, so let me bring this back up a little bit. We're like this area down there, and we'll run it another 18%. So like maybe 57, might even hit 60 bucks as we round out 2025, but we'll see. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit. And as always, trade different.